Welcome to What's Happening. I'm your host today, Paula Hersey, and we're talking to Barry Cook from the AIDS Support Group about Chef's Table. Wouldn't you like to support a great organization and have a wonderful dinner at many different restaurants here on the Cape? Barry, welcome.
Thank you, Paula. Thank you. It's great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Tell us a little bit about the AIDS Support Group. You guys have been around for quite a few years here now.
Over 30 years.
30 years.
The support group started in '83. The Provincetown office did, and then we combined with the Hyannis office eventually and became the AIDS Support Group of Cape Cod.
Okay.
And we serve over 450 clients currently,
okay.
And we offer a variety of services, especially.
I was going to say your services are very varied. Diverse.
There's insurance issues that are, especially today, are complex, and there's always an issue with, and it's keeping people insured, making sure they get their medications. It's also nutrition. We have a food pantry. We're having a food drive actually tomorrow. Oh. At the Stop and Shop in Provincetown. Oh, and so there's the food pantry. We also serve lunch in the Provincetown office every day, Monday through Friday, a congregate lunch. And they do that occasionally in the Hyannis office. They also have a food pantry there. So there's that aspect. We have a prevention and screening division, which does a lot of education, has been very significant in the Narcan training throughout the Cape.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's very, very significant. It's been in the news so much, and it'd be high priority through our governor. Right. Prevention and screening is also education, and rapid testing, confidential testing for STDs or HIV. Right. We also deal with Hep C.
Oh,
that's another thing people don't realize, but that's part of our, we will take people on, clients with Hep C, and help them navigate that process too.
Oh, that's excellent. I hadn't realized that.
Yeah. Like I said, we do an amazing, but most people, and we provide rides for clients to appointments, especially in Provincetown. For someone who needs a ride to Cape Cod, a hospital, or a doctor's appointment in Hyannis, it's not always easy, especially, transportation on the Cape is limited sometimes, especially in the winter months. Yep. So, volunteers. We could not exist without the amazing volunteers on the Cape.
And that's what basically you were, and then all of a sudden you're now the event coordinator.
Yes. So I transitioned into now coordinating all the volunteers, at least in the Provincetown office, and then now I do the events also. So
fantastic. And this event, the Chef's Table, I participated in, gosh, at least 20 years ago, I think. We had gone to a restaurant up in Falmouth, which eventually became our favorite restaurant. Tell us a little bit about the Chef's Table and what the event really is. I don't think people kind of know what they get when they sign up for this.
Well, Chef's Table was started in 1992 by a couple of Provincetown. Well, there's a Provincetown chef who started it, Franco Palumbo, and then was an innkeeper in Brewster. Okay. Charles de Serrar, something of that. Yeah. They got together and decided that maybe if they could get some restaurants together to offer to serve a meal for anywhere from 4 on up guests, and donate those those meals, and usually it's an exceptional evening. Everybody who is on board for Chef's Table, all the restaurants, and we go from Provincetown on up to Mashpee, they usually make it a special event, a special evening for people, so people just go. And I think it's a great idea. I've been doing it for years. Get a group of people together, you choose a restaurant, and hopefully you'll get in. Nobody beats you into choosing that restaurant first. And you go and you have a great evening. It's $100 a person. Okay. And the best, it's one of our biggest fundraisers, because that whole $100 comes directly to the support group. You actually make your reservations through me. Right. You just show up at the restaurant at your designated time, and I take care of everything else, Well,
it's lovely. There's always like little swag bags and things like that.
Little treats. Yep, we try to provide a little treat or a little gift of some kind. Every year that changes. there's just people who've been supporting that event for years. We'd love to get some new people on board.
Right.
You know, it really would be great to have some, you know, have people go out and experience the evening. And like I said, it's get some friends together and make an event for yourselves, you know? And you're not only having a good time for yourself and with your friends and maybe having a special time, you're also supporting an agency that is underfunded and understaffed at best these days, as any nonprofit deals with.
So a good meal and feel good.
And feel good. There it is. There it is. You
There's
know?
a new tagline.
Like I said, over 50 restaurants throughout the Cape.
Tell us some of the restaurants.
Well, let's see. Up in Mashpee, we have Blue.
Oh my goodness, love Blue.
Yeah, that everybody kind of raves about that, and so that's wonderful, you know, that he's on board. You come down the way, we've got Alberto's and Hyannis.
Always
also
a
got
favorite.
The Roadside Cafe.
Oh.
Roadhouse.
Yep, Mr. Colombo, always a favorite as well.
Yep, and gosh, and then you come down at Brewster, they got the Red Pheasant.
Very nice.
Scargo.
Scargo, we love
Scargo's been on board for a great deal of time. Brewster, we have the Brewster Fish House.
Oh, I've never eaten there.
Everybody raves about it. We actually do 2 seatings there, which is really kind of nice. It suits me because there's a 5:30 seating for 4 people, and then there's a 7:30 seating for 4 people. So if you like to eat early, that's the place to be.
All right.
And then you come down to Hyannis, Orleans. You've got Captain Linnell, the Academy Grill.
Oh, the Academy Grill is great too.
Yeah. So there's just so much. So many different restaurants throughout the Cape. And then in Provincetown, we have a good solid 10 restaurants, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, at least. Yeah, we start with Front Street way down at basically the beginning of Front Street. People think that's the end of Front Street. Right. But it's down by the Provincetown Inn, and that's the Red Inn. And they serve 12 people for us.
Oh my goodness.
So they donate, basically they're donating 12 exceptional meals.
My goodness.
Yep, and then of course we have the Lobster Pot.
Yeah.
It's been one of our sponsors. It's been our sponsor for several years now, and Tim McNulty and Joy, his mother, have just been great.
Fantastic
great help.
people.
Yeah, great help. They will probably serve upwards of 40 people for that evening. They really make it an event at the upstairs at the top of the pot, and we couldn't do it without them. We get all our wines donated through different distributors, and Tim McNulty takes care of making sure that all happens. You know,
That's great.
It's it's like it takes a village.
It really does.
It's nothing that I can do by myself. There's so many hands and so many people helping out to really make this event extraordinary. The restaurants that give so much. And they're happy to do it, that's a wonderful wonderful part of it.
Fantastic. I did see, was it KAROO on?
KAROO, yes, Sinette, who is now in Eastham.
Yes.
She used to be in Provincetown, but she's got a fabulous space in Eastham, and that's one of my favorites. And she's one of my favorites.
Trying a new restaurant and being able to do that, KAROO's been getting some great write-ups in the paper recently.
I mean, she and I have a couple of favorite dishes there, and it's kind of like, she automatically knows what I'm going to have almost, and she's great. She's on board with us this year. She was on board, I think, once before in Provincetown, but last year in the transition, it didn't happen. I'm really happy to say that also in Brewster, the Bramble Inn is back on board with us. They'd been, they kind of slid away for a bit. For a variety of reasons, but they're happy to be back on board with us again too. And the Marsh side, I'm so sorry.
In Dennis?
In Dennis.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And Chris Cuff is great, happy to have them on board, because that's also one of my favorites. I send people there because on their way out Cape or something.
Right.
And I started eating there when it was the little cottage.
Yeah, exactly. I hadn't been in years, and walked into this massive building, and just a beautiful building as well. They did a very nice job.
It's a beautiful setting and the interior. But then you sit there and look out the window. And, early evening. Yeah, it doesn't get much better.
When is it?
What is it?
No, when is the Chef's Table?
Oh, when is Chef's Table? Chef's Table is always The first Thursday in June.
The first Thursday in June. Okay.
Correct. And this year it's June 4th.
Okay.
And
way to kick the summer off.
it's absolutely before you get too busy.
Exactly.
You know, like I said, get together with a few friends and find a restaurant. And sometimes, you know, if there's even only 2 of you and there's the restaurant's offering 6, you meet other people.
That's what my husband and I did. We chose a couple of different restaurants, and each time that we went, we met new people, and it was, and actually folks that had become friends and later.
Yeah.
Just sitting around breaking bread together, you learn a lot about people.
Exactly. And so it's June 4th. We'll be sending out our mailing early in May.
Okay.
And if anybody's interested, they can get in touch with me, and you just have to either call me at the AIDS Support Group office in Provincetown, and that number, shall I give it?
Sure.
Is 508-487-9445. You could also email me, which is pretty simple, bcook, C-O-O-K, and that's at asgcc.org.
Which is also your website.
Yeah, that's our website too. Yes, go check it out if you want any information. But please feel free to call or email at any time and to get information, to get on our mailing list for the event, because that way that guarantees you hear about it first thing, you don't hear about it secondhand.
Are you still accepting restaurants?
Yes, I'm still waiting to hear from a few restaurants, still working on a few. Yeah, just for, you know, confirmation.
Sure.
Yeah, it was wonderful. I have a party in Harwich this year that wanted to do 16. A woman wanted to do 16 in her home, so I had to find someone who would go there and cook.
Oh.
And
interesting.
And it's that's going to be a great evening.
Sure.
And the a chef and owner at Vares in Chatham.
Oh yeah.
Jonathan Hoffsman has taken that on, and I'm really delighted.
That's innovative.
Yeah, and the group is thrilled that this is going to be happening for them, you know, and that'll be a great evening. It's a group that socializes a lot together, apparently in Harwich, and they've been friends for years, and so that's wonderful that a group of 16 people get together and want to do something like this. And like I said, you know, it's like all the money, the $100 that you spend for your dinner, comes to the agency, and you know, it's one of our biggest fundraisers of the year. Right,
June 4th, right?
June 4th.
June 4th.
Thursday night.
Thursday night.
Most restaurants start at 7.
Okay. Do most of them have double seatings or just one?
Just a couple.
Okay, so if you've got a favorite restaurant, you need to act quick.
Yeah. Yeah, you need to call and check with me to see if that restaurant's in there. I don't start actually taking reservations till probably sometime after the 15th of May. I let the mailer get out and people to talk about it. I mean, it's going to be more of an invitation this year too, because that's what it really is. We're inviting people to come out, have a great meal, socialize with one another, have a special time for themselves, and like you said, at the same time doing a wonderful thing, you know, giving so much back to the community. You know.
That's fantastic. Chef's Table, June 4th. You can go to the AIDS Support Group website.
Correct.
There'll be information there. After the 15th of May, you can get your reservations in with Barry. Thanks, Barry, for being with us here on What's Happening. This is a wonderful event, and again, I have firsthand knowledge of it. It really is truly amazing that these restaurants, you know, donate their, not only just their food, but their server time and the ability to make a table.
And their artistry.
And their artistry, right. The meals are not, you know, something, you're not getting a hamburger, folks.
Correct.
You're getting something that the chefs are making special for this evening.
Very good.
So thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much, Paula, for having me in.
Excellent. I'm Paula Hersey, and this is What's Happening.